The White House says Iran's nukes are in ruins, but the leaked intel tells a different story. This morning, President Trump says the administration will set the record straight. Plus, a major shakeup at the CDC. The new vaccine panel is in session and under fire. And smoke in the sky. An American Airlines jet forced to turn back just minutes after takeoff.
The stories that matter, clear and credible. From across the country to around the world. These are your unbiased updates from Straight Arrow News.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lauren Keenan. The Trump administration is defending both its bombs and its pilots after a leaked report suggests U.S. strikes on Iran did far less damage than claimed. And today, the president says his administration will set the record straight. In a Truth Social post, Trump said Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and other military officials will be holding a press conference this morning, quote, to fight for the dignity of our great American pilots. Trump claims reports downplaying the damage are an insult to the B-2 pilots who carried out the strikes.
Because those pilots were so brave, I've never seen anything like it. They flew into the hornet's nest and then they got hurt so badly by what the fake news wrote.
Meanwhile, senators will meet with top national security officials today for a classified briefing as questions grow over whether the strikes were justified or effective. The Senate is also expected to vote this week on a resolution that would require congressional approval for any future strikes on Iran. Both Democrats and some Republicans say Trump overstepped his authority by ordering the attacks without consulting Congress. CIA Director John Ratcliffe now says credible intelligence shows Iran's nuclear program was severely damaged, with several key sites destroyed, directly contradicting the Defense Intelligence Agency's leaked report. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard echoed that on X, saying if Iran rebuilds, all three facilities would have to be rebuilt from scratch, a process that would take years. Trump announced American and Iranian officials could meet next week as the ceasefire between Israel and Iran, which he helped to negotiate, still holds. But he added, because of the nuclear strikes, he's not sure talks are worth it.
We may sign an agreement. I don't know. To me, I don't think it's that necessary. I mean, they had a war, they fought. Now they're going back to their world. I don't care if I have an agreement or not. The only thing we'd be asking for is what we were asking for before about we want no nuclear, but we destroyed the nuclear.
Iran has not yet confirmed whether any talks are actually happening next week. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has ordered the U.S. military to set up another buffer zone along the U.S.-Mexico border, bringing the total to 4. These so-called national defense areas give U.S. service members limited authority to temporarily detain undocumented migrants who enter what are now considered extensions of military bases. While troops can't enforce immigration law, they can hold trespassers just as they would on any base until Border Patrol takes over. The U.S. Air Force says a 250-mile stretch of the Rio Grande in Texas will now be considered part of Joint Base San Antonio. Another zone is being planned in western Arizona, tied to Marine Corps Air Station Yuma, according to a U.S. official. But the Marine Corps hasn't confirmed that yet. A legal tug-of-war playing out in a Tennessee courtroom over a man the U.S. deported, then brought back, and now may deport again. Kilmar Abrego Garcia was supposed to be released this week, but 2 federal agencies are pointing fingers, and 2 judges say the government has no excuse, one calling it a crisis of its own making. Abrego Garcia's attorneys say if he's freed, ICE will just snatch him up and send him away again. He's pleaded not guilty to human smuggling charges and insists the government is trying to justify a wrongful deportation. Outside court, protesters rallied while Abrego Garcia's wife told reporters how much he's missed out on life since this all began.
It's been 106 days since he was abducted by the Trump administration and separated from our family. Over 3 months, we've had to stand and plead for his liberation. He missed birthdays, graduations, and Father's Day. And today, he misses our wedding anniversary.
A judge will decide his fate in mid-July. Day 2 of a controversial vaccine policy shakeup is underway this morning at the CDC in Atlanta. The new panel, handpicked by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is now reevaluating longstanding immunization guidelines, including the childhood vaccine schedule and the hepatitis B shot for infants. Pediatricians and public health groups are sounding the alarm, accusing the new panel of pushing a dangerous narrative and ignoring decades of science. Protesters gathered outside Wednesday's meeting, echoing those concerns and calling the new process politicized and illegitimate. Also on the table, recommendations for flu shots, RSV protection for infants, and whether certain vaccines are still safe. A scary scene in the skies over Las Vegas. Videos posted on social media show an American Airlines jet flying over Las Vegas with flames coming from one of its engines. Flight 1665 to Charlotte had just taken off when passengers heard a loud pop. Some described it as sounding like gunshots, then saw sparks and smoke trailing the left engine. The Airbus A321 looped back and landed safely at Harry Reid Airport just 10 minutes after takeoff. No one was hurt, and the plane taxied to the gate on its own. American Airlines says there was no actual fire, just a mechanical issue, but the FAA is investigating. Finally this morning, NASA's Curiosity rover may have just spotted the strongest signs of life on Mars yet. These are the first ever close-up images of massive web-like ridges on the red planet, stretching up to 12 miles across. NASA calls them boxwork, patterns of crisscrossing mineral-rich rock that may have formed from ancient groundwater. The discovery could offer new clues about whether Mars once harbored life. Similar structures have been found on Earth inside caves, formed the same way stalagmites and stalactites grow. NASA says this could be a Martian version, but on a much bigger scale. These are your unbiased updates for this Thursday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Lauren Keenan. Have a great day.